Hello everybody, welcome to Snyder's Inc. And today we got a top 15, new top 15. You do see, I might be checking my phone as this goes on. And if I do, because there are people being released from WWE still going on today. They have gone on from since like what, 9, 10 in the morning all the way to today, and there's some more still going. I hope they're not going. But yeah, if I check my phone once in a while. Also, this is 59 minutes long, so this is gonna be a long video probably. Let's get right into this. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment link down below. This is top 15 unsolved internet mysteries. Let's go.
Number 15, Funtime Kids Care. In January 2015, Reddit user DiscoGodfather6922.
We've heard this one from Nexpo's Darkest Things on the Internet, I believe. That's where we first heard about this one. But hopefully there's more on it.
Posted what looked to be a dilapidated green building with the sign Funtime Kids Care onto the Salt Lake City subreddit. The user captioned the image, "What's the deal with this place? Lived across the street from it for 5 years, never seen a kid there." Within minutes, Salt Lake City locals began commenting on the post, voicing how they too had never seen anyone go in or out of the building. One individual recalled glimpsing children inside, despite obscured windows. Another, stating they were a postal worker, confirmed the daycare was operational, but curiously remarked, "Regardless of my arrival time, it seemed to always be nap time." Yet another individual mentioned an acquaintance who trespassed on the property and discovered a room with a chair oriented towards a TV, which displayed live footage of another room in the same establishment. Things took a dark twist when a user by the name of Deathship wrote, "I am going to advise you guys to stop looking into this place. Curious sleuths."
My man, you can't just send that as a message. You know why you can't send this as a message? Because if you send that as a message saying, hey, you should stop looking into this place, you know what that's gonna make me do as a human being? I'm gonna look into this place more because that makes me seem like there's something to hide. What are you hiding there?
Began checking out the user's profile and found that the user claimed to be ex-military who had been stationed at Area 51. They also claimed to have the ability to speak 8 languages. Soon, the thread devolved into conspiracy and speculation abounded, prompting Reddit administrator.
Could it be that y'all just show up at bad times and you just go right in? Like, this isn't a thing with children, you just go right in there and you get your kid and you get right out? There's no waiting outside or anything like that, like... It could still just be a daycare.
To remove the primary discussion from r/Salt Lake City. By then, countless comments had been posted, and some individuals had even taken to pestering the business and revealing personal details about its owner. The administrators emphasized the removal was a preventative action against potential witch hunts, and to ensure the privacy and safety of the business owners and other community members. Yet this decision only intensified the intrigue. The discussion migrated to other online platforms, and participants questioned the justification of the admin's intervention. By now, users were convinced the daycare was a front for human trafficking, and
it's just a daycare. You can't just say you can't be like, oh, I've never once seen a child in there, therefore human trafficking. That can't be how you, no, that can't be how you go with that. No. There's probably people here who have never even been to this part of Salt Lake City. They just saw the building and they're like, yeah, I've never seen that either.
Behind the scenes, they began to plan to storm the establishment in an effort to save our children. One user even uploaded photos that he had taken through the windows of the daycare. Despite the protests of neighbors who insisted that Funtime Kids Care was a regular daycare and not a front for something sinister, the online fervor continued to escalate.
It's the stupid thing, where people just can't accept that. A bunch of people go like, hey, no, dude, this is just a daycare. I'm sorry, it's just a daycare. That's all it is. And everyone's like, nope, it can't be that. Nope, that's not true, because the internet says that, so it can't be. It has to be something else. Because no matter what we are told, everyone's wrong until someone says we're right.
In the midst of this, Vice wrote an article detailing the conspiracy and managed to track down the owner of Funtime Kids Care. The reporter discovered that the current owner purchased the daycare for his mother, and had begged media outlets to leave their family business. Now in tatters, alone, after intense, unwarranted public backlash, multiple police visits, and a business destroyed at the hands of an unknown Reddit user, was u/Deathship simply trolling, or did he know something we're yet to uncover? Number 14.
All I'm gonna say is this is a case of a person holding a daycare, and just because the building looked kind of weird, it turned to an absolute bunch of bullshit. At no point did this need to turn into what it did, but it did because people can't just leave well enough a fuck alone. You can't just leave well enough alone, can you? Like, ugh.
Who is Ori Chef? Across the internet, a number of strange and puzzling social media accounts have emerged from time to time. While some are part of ARGs or immersive web series, others are more enigmatic. An account named Ori Chef on Facebook stands out. Ori Chef first came to the internet's attention through a post
There's another one we've heard from Nexpo, I believe. There's a 2 in a row now.
on the X board of 4chan. The poster stumbled upon a comment by Ori on a news article posted to Facebook, which ultimately led them to Ori's profile. Curiously, all the accounts linked as her friends had eerily similar profile pictures with varying facial features. The strangeness didn't end there. The posts made by these profiles were macabre images that hinted at child murder. The big question remained, who was Ori Chef? Ori was initially suspected of creating multiple accounts for gaming purposes. However, the more recent resurgence of interest in her profile has indicated there might be more to it. Between unsettling wall posts, typical selfies, and baffling photo edits, Ori's activity has rekindled the internet's fascination. A particularly haunting post talks about Daphne, a woman who supposedly committed. However, some users have pointed out similarities to the infamous Jeff the Killer creepypasta as evidence that this story is concocted. Ori's multimedia posts seem to be sourced from horror movies and real-life graphic images, leaving viewers to question the intentions behind her posts. Is she truly disturbed, or is this a masterclass in attention-seeking? Delving deeper, there's evidence to suggest Ori might be doing all this for the limelight. The animal gore she shares likely portrays the cultural norm of killing animals for celebrations in the Philippines. Moreover, comments from her hint at her quest for creepypasta fame. Ori's Facebook antics caught the attention at one point of prominent YouTuber Nexpo, who made a video outlining some of her content. This video led to a massive influx of followers for Ori, and riding this wave, it seems she decided to keep the act alive, posting a mix of ordinary life updates and eerie content, thus perpetuating her internet mystery. All in all, Ori Chef seems to be a regular individual from the Philippines who, through unforeseen circumstances, found herself at the center of an internet enigma. She continues to revel in the mystery, providing a blend of the mundane and the macabre to an audience ever eager for answers. While one might criticize the reasons for her unexpected fame, one can't help but admire her dedication to the...
Agreed. Completely agreed. And one cannot argue and cannot nothing but admire this woman's attempt to get herself success and get herself attention, and she has nailed it.
act. After all, the internet thrives on unsolved mysteries.
Agreed.
Number 13, you have 30 days to pay me $5 million. 6 years after the launch of YouTube, in 2011, the internet was set ablaze with intrigue. A video surfaced on the popular website with the alarming title, "You have 30 days to pay me $5 million." In it, a masked figure showcased what they claimed was a groundbreaking find within an Egyptian pyramid. But the suspense didn't end there. The individual wasn't seeking $5 million to unveil this discovery. Instead, they wanted the money to keep it hidden, suggesting the revelation held a truth so profound that certain powers might pay to keep it concealed.
This is some next level shit. So you don't actually see what it is. So it could just be an empty bag. And inside this empty bag is nothing because it's an empty bag, as I just realized. And he just wants to get $5 million for this claim that there's something in here, but yet there's nothing because it's an empty bag. You see, genius, except it ain't gonna work.
It hinted at a secret so significant, the powers that be might be willing to go to great lengths to keep it under wraps, but details were scarce. The enigmatic uploader never identified themselves nor specified who the hefty ransom request was intended for. Instead, viewers were presented with a series of mysterious messages, snippets of a journey to Egypt, and an innovative, remotely operated rover venturing into a supposedly uncharted chamber within the Great Pyramid. But just as things got intriguing, the footage plunged into darkness. The intent and identity of the uploader remained shrouded in mystery. The entire situation seemed reminiscent of an elaborate ransom hoax, albeit one demanding an answer. Curious internet users attempted to decode the $5 million pyramid enigma. While some deemed it a well-crafted troll, others theorized that it might be indicative of the discovery of a long-lost artifact or hidden treasure. Despite relentless efforts, the uploader's identity and the elusive footage's fate remained concealed. After the stipulated 30 days elapsed, with the ransom remaining unpaid, a subsequent video appeared, not on YouTube, but on a mysterious website dubbed NowYouKnow.com. The promised footage was unveiled, but it was, quite frankly, anticlimactic. The ending felt like a letdown to many, but the uploader cryptically shared that they had failed to capture their groundbreaking discovery in the footage. With no further updates from the anonymous internet dweller, one could only wonder if this was part of a broader alternate reality game.
Probably. And it didn't get him what he wanted. It didn't get him attention and money and all that, so he just kind of forgot about it and kind of just revealed, hey, I failed at what I was gonna get. That's it. Leave it be. It's definitely more that did not get seen here.
ARG. Yet, a recent revelation, a previously unknown cavity within the Great Pyramid, reignited interest in this online riddle. Several theories started to emerge. Some posited that the uploader was an archaeologist seeking unconventional funding. Others felt it was a publicity stunt or even an expose on a clandestine conspiracy. The most tantalizing hypothesis suggested a secret society connected to ancient Egypt, protecting a priceless artifact within the pyramid's newfound cavity. Fast forward to today, and the $5 million pyramid mystery still captivates. Who was behind the video? What truth were they guarding? And what became of the groundbreaking footage they once threatened to unveil? Perhaps the answer lies on NowYouKnow.com. Although the site has vanished, a reverse email search linked it to Alexander Kalafi, known for his creation of Mouse creepypasta and current ties with Nintendo. While connections to NowYouKnow.com couldn't be solidified, another email led to a forum post from Camino1 discussing successful podcast ideas. One, eerily familiar to dedicated viewers, hinted at a podcast about a clandestine moon mission revealing an alien artifact, echoing themes from the enigmatic YouTube channel Langurness 2021. So, what did this digital breadcrumb trail reveal? That the mastermind behind Now You Know and Langurness 2021 could well be the same puppeteer orchestrating the 2011 pyramid spectacle. So, was it all a hoax? Or did this masked figure really have something worth covering up?
Hoax. Complete hoax. It's a very cleverly done hoax. Very smartly done hoax. It got a lot of attention that for some reason is still talked about today. I didn't know anything about this, but it's clearly got him some attention. But at the end of the day, just a hoax.
Were they eventually paid off and told to make it all go away? Number 12, 2006 volleyball incident. In 2017, a new internet mystery began to circulate after a conversation on 4chan's X board made its way onto the mainstream internet. An anonymous user had posted trying to find out more information about that had allegedly occurred 11 years prior, in 2006. The volleyball incident, as the user called it, was detailed in his post, alongside other identifying information that he felt might be necessary to identify the event he recalled. Alright X, I'll enlighten you on the 2006 volleyball incident since I saw the last thread about it. Some anon said this all here's what I knew firsthand. Small explosion or at a volleyball game somewhere in the Dakotas or Nebraska. Never specified. This part sounds like BS, but that's what's weird. I was on a trip to Rushmore back then. Newspaper at a Nebraska gas station reports a shooting at a small town 10 miles away. End up in South Dakota. See it again around Kadoka SD. There was a shooting Gettysburg, same state. By the time we leave, I hear little talk about it, only once during motel breakfast. When I get home, I ask my friend what he thought about the whole thing, and he remembers it taking place in North Dakota. It stayed in the back of my mind for a long time until I slowly forgot, until I remembered and joked about it during a gaming session and these two guys asked to talk more about it. They had the same experience too, and I remember on X someone talking about something similar to the volleyball incident. So I just stick it in these pics, hoping someone will remember. 17 to 24 people died at once and no one talks about it? From the Post, other...
I don't... Yeah, I don't know at all about this. I don't know if there's a thing of someone remembered something that doesn't actually happen. Because that's what I feel it is.
Other users came forward to say they remembered the same incident, but they too couldn't put their finger on what or where this memory came from. Conversations around this mysterious event bring forth a myriad of recollections from different people, and members of discussions disagree even about what type of event took place. Some claim it was but others remember or hostage situations. The locations remembered are equally varied. Nebraska, Utah, South Dakota, North Dakota, and Montana have all been suggested as possible.
That's insane to think that there could be a, like, even if it isn't, to think there could be a mass shooting that took place that nobody remembers where it took place is insane. Like, that just sounds odd. That there could be a way that no one remembers at all where it took place.
Sites of the event. Death counts from these accounts differ, but most remember the casualties being somewhere from 17 to 24. However, what's perplexing is the absence of concrete evidence or verifiable accounts from authoritative sources. This vagueness has led to numerous theories, both conventional and far-fetched. Some suggest that the Mandela effect may be causing this mass misremembrance. This theory posits that collective false memories are due to alternate realities or universes merging or diverging. In the context of the volleyball incident, proponents of this theory suggest that people from different universes, where the incident either did or did not happen, or perhaps occurred in different locations, are colliding, leading to the prevailing confusion. Another group contends that the incident was real and that shadowy governmental forces played a hand in covering it up. Some argue that the incident was a social experiment, an attempt to manipulate public sentiment to advocate for stricter gun control policies, or...
These are stupid. I'm sorry. So there's an incident that a lot of people remember, no one can pinpoint where it happened, how many people died, or what it actually was. They somehow just count that something happened in a span of 6 different areas. Something might have happened in one of those 6 areas that some group of people might have died in, and y'all trying to conspiracy theories your own imagination on what. This is ridiculous. Y'all don't know, y'all imagining things that didn't happen.
Or an increased police presence. Another darker perspective insinuates a botched assassination attempt of some public or political figure by the government, which escalated into a larger tragedy. Attempts to trace this incident through mainstream search engines or even deeper web searches like Torch yield scant results. Most findings revolve around discussions or questions about the theory itself, lacking any primary source data. One incident from 2006 does bear some resemblance. On September 27th in Colorado, a 53-year-old man took 6 high school girls hostage with a tragic outcome. However, the volleyball element remains absent. Another event, albeit in Afghanistan in 2014, involves a volleyball game. It's conceivable that these separate incidents have merged in collective memory, although the timeline and geography discrepancies make this theory a stretch. There's also the...
It's not out of the realm of possibility, though, because... Also could be blamed on the fact that fucking... No, because I guess there's nothing on it, because I was like, it could be blamed on media. Because media are easily willing to just mess up shit. They are easily able to mess up shit. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for me.
The possibility that the entire theory is a fabrication, stemming from conspiracy forums or shared stories online. The generic name, 2006 volleyball incident, could further contribute to its viral nature. The U.S. grapples with ongoing concerns about gun violence, particularly in educational settings. A report from the Washington Post indicates that since 1999, following the tragic Columbine incident, there have been 377 instances of in schools. This staggering figure means over 349,000 students have witnessed gun violence firsthand in just the last 24 years. Adding to this, a recent article from BBC News states that as of mid-April 2023, the US has already experienced around 160. This frequency of gun-related incidents is distressingly regular, to the extent that many such events don't gain significant international attention. It's becoming an all too familiar occurrence in the nation. This raises the unsettling question, is it conceivable that could be so minimally covered by media that it goes unnoticed? With the sheer volume of such incidents annually, could a particularly heinous event get overlooked? So, was it a vast government cover-up, a bizarre manifestation of the Mandela effect, or just a pieced-together memory from various global events? The truth remains elusive, and for now, it's
either the second one or the third one. That's it. It's either they just a Mandela effect, y'all remember something that didn't happen, or y'all find a bunch of different things from a bunch of different places and just saying that happened all at once.
2006 volleyball incident is lodged firmly in the realm of bizarre internet mysteries. Number 11. 12 mysterious and identical stores open on my street. What could be happening? 4 years ago, a post was made on the r/TooAfraid to Ask subreddit from user IcemanThrowaway123 titled, 12 mysterious and identical stores open on my street. What could be happening? Explaining further, IcemanThrowaway123 said, I live just outside a big city in what resembles a suburban main street. Like many suburban main streets, retail business has been rough and they've all closed down. After a month of nothingness, suddenly 12, yes, a dozen, identical convenience stores pop up. They look the same, they aim for the same floor plan, they sell the same products at the same prices. The names are all tiny variations off of each other like Town Name Mart or Market of Town Name, and all clearly bought their signs from the same place as the fonts, colors, size, and shapes are identical. These stores see no business that I've ever witnessed, yet have large staff numbers and are surviving way longer than the former stores that closed on this street. When I enter one, they all stare at me while I shop. I don't usually get nervous, but it feels like they're staring threateningly rather than intently. They only accept cash unless you pay some $50. Most of their products are Walmart brand great value products being resold for higher prices. Most of the products are expired food products. I bought bread from one without checking because I was in a rush, and it turned out it was 2 months expired. Upon returning to show them, I found that the entire shelf was expired foods. What was even grosser was the dairy cooler, which had ancient milk products. I'm so confused. I feel like I'm in an episode of The Twilight Zone. What's probably happening here? Immediately, users began commenting on the mysterious post, urging the OP to check in with local authorities and questioning whether this was a front for money laundering or if OP was living in some twisted version of The Truman Show. OP spent the next few hours answering questions from concerned Reddit users and making his own theories as to why 12 of the same stores, all with creepy employees and similar layouts, could just pop up. OP even went as far as to ponder whether the town itself had something to do with it when a user told him to just go to the city hall and ask. I'm a bit nervous too. Normally our town has a lengthy public approval process for new stores, but these 12 shops were stood up almost instantly. I know it's cliche, but forgive me as a guy living in a literal Twilight Zone setup when I say I'm worried they're in on it. After promising to come back the next day with photos of the 12 stores, OP would update his original post a little over 24 hours later to say, stayed late at work and didn't end up going yesterday. Sorry for the swarm of people who did remind me with one day. I'm reading through the comments to determine what to do, if anything at all. Sorry for a less than eventful update, but given how many people were saying I was gonna die, I'm just gonna point out that I'm alive and well. After this update, OP seemingly abandoned the account and to this day has not returned to update his story. Users attempted in vain to message him and even to try and track down his town based on his posting history, but no progress has been made in the last 4 years. The narrative...
That has my attention. That has my attention. When you disappear, after 12 stores randomly appear, you claim, and then you just disappear and don't update to continue. That has my attention.
Provided immediately brings to mind conspiracy theories such as the infamous theory that mattress firm stores are a money laundering front, hinting that these 12 stores could have been set up for similar reasons. Another possibility was put forward that these could be fronts for mafia or gang activity, with the employees merely there as a smokescreen. These establishments don't seem to be geared towards attracting customers. If anything, they deter them. OP noted the sale of out-of-date products. While it's not uncommon to sell items slightly past their expiration or best before date, the sale of well out-of-date food poses considerable health and legal risks. Users also picked up on another anomaly, that the items are Walmart branded and priced higher than the norm. Additionally, while smaller establishments sometimes impose a minimum spend for card payments, a $50 minimum is excessive and unusual. Coupled with an off-putting atmosphere, these stores don't seem to prioritize customer retention. Could they be a facade for illicit activities like money laundering or even human trafficking? Although human trafficking is a grave and real issue, its risks arguably make it less likely than money laundering. There's a theory that the sudden appearance of the stores could be a tactic to outwit the IRS by reflecting similar revenue streams, but this would likely crumble under scrutiny. An alternative theory is food stamp fraud. One commenter described a process where food stamp benefits, which can only be spent on food, are traded for cash through a series of transactions involving fake or cloned EBT cards. These 12 stores may distribute these transactions to avoid raising red flags with the social service organizations. Even if the theory holds, the logistics of operating 12 stores, considering the overhead costs, still raise questions. As with most internet mysteries, it's essential to consider the authenticity of the story. The original poster, despite the protective moniker, was active on the account for months leading up to the main post, but went silent afterwards. Such patterns often leave readers in suspense, wondering if the tale was crafted for intrigue, or if the poster had reasons to abandon the account. Whatever the truth, the story certainly captivates and raises more questions than answers. So until Iceman Throwaway 123 decides to return, this mystery is here to stay. Number 10. The Evil Farming Game. The internet is no stranger to solving mysteries. From long-lost songs to obscure movies, web denizens have a knack for unearthing hidden gems. But the Evil Farming Game remains an unsolved enigma, intriguing and confounding many, with a Reddit post in the subreddit Tip of My Joystick by user Sparta213. All I can remember is that it's kind of like Harvest Moon, but with a dark twist. The game starts out with you and your wife. One night you get into a fight and you end up stabbing her to death. Now the game revolves around you farming to stay alive while trying to keep the town from finding out about the incident that happened. Every now and then the cops come to search your house and you have to hide her corpse. Their memory, a farming game with a macabre twist. Beyond tending to crops and animals, the game described revolves around a protagonist who, in a fit of rage, murders his wife. The gameplay then shifts, balancing the banal tasks of farming with trying to conceal the evidence of the crime from the town and its nosy police. While vague memories of games are a dime a dozen, this one caught fire. Was it the sinister nature, so antithetical to the typically wholesome?
Yeah, once you say it's a dark and twisted game, everyone's gonna jump on it. It's just the way it is. So yeah, that's probably all it is.
Farming genre? Before long, others came forward with fragmented memories of a similar game, fanning the flames of the mystery. However, with each account, discrepancies appeared, leaving more questions than answers. The curious aspect of this enigma was the absolute lack of tangible evidence. In an age where games leave digital footprints everywhere, forums, reviews, screenshots, or videos, this game seemed to defy all logic. No one could procure a title, a developer name.
I think this guy just wrote the game he thought he played is just one he wanted to make.
Or any gameplay footage. It was as if the game was a specter, haunting collective memories but never manifesting in the physical world. The lack of evidence sparked a myriad of theories. Some proposed it was an example of the Mandela effect, where the masses misremember specific events or details. Perhaps, they mused, no such game existed, and the community was conflating several games or stories into a singular haunting narrative. There was speculation that the narrative surrounding the game was cleverly orchestrated as an advertisement strategy for an upcoming game or film. Others suggested that the initial...
That's what I think. It could be, yeah. It could be just a guy who wanted to make his own game, and that's what he did.
Post by u/Sparta213 might have been an indirect admission of guilt for a real crime. Additionally, there was speculation that the Evil Farming Game could be inspired by genuine events where a farmer killed his spouse. Another more out there theory was that of a temporal anomaly, that the fan-made game in development somehow gets transported back in time, sparking the entire chain of events leading to the game's legend and its subsequent recreation. The legend of the Evil Farming Game grew so potent that developers and hobbyists created their own versions. inspired by the tantalizing scraps of information available. These homages, while not the sought-after original, showcase the power of the narrative, but they also muddied the waters, making the quest for the original even more complicated. In 2021, the mystery was marked as solved after YouTuber Justin Wang presented an elaborate breakdown of the entire scenario with his theory. According to Wang's in-depth analysis, which was corroborated by a detailed post from Redditor PM_me_your_ears, the origins of the evil farming game seem to connect to a video produced by Vinesauce. In this video, there's a discussion about a hypothetical game that mirrors the familiar setting of Harvest Moon. However, a sudden twist occurs midway. Following an intense altercation with the player's in-game spouse, the player unintentionally ends her life. Interestingly, Sparta213, the original poster that set off the whirlwind of online detectives trying to uncover the game, acknowledged the Vinesauce connection. In a statement on Discord, Sparta213 confirmed, "So guys, I just got around to looking at the Vinesauce animated video that someone found, and as anticlimactic as it may be, I believe that this is likely the source of the game. It fits everything exactly." What transpired with the evil farming game seems to exemplify the misinformation effect in psychology, commonly recognized as collective false memory, or the false memory effect. This phenomenon sees individuals or groups recalling events or details differently from how they occurred. In extreme cases, these distorted memories can even become widespread, turning them into cultural landmarks despite their lack of accuracy. Number 9. Mariana's Web. The Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the ocean and has a digital counterpart that's equally mysterious, the Mariana's Web. Allegedly darker, deeper, and more dangerous than the well-known Deep Web, the Mariana's Web has become the subject of much speculation and intrigue. Despite the many surrounding its existence, concrete evidence remains as elusive as the depths of the oceanic trench itself. The internet has many layers. Most of us are familiar with the surface web, which comprises commonly accessed websites such as Google, Wikipedia, and social media platforms. Then, beneath the surface, lies the deep web, a vast expanse of encrypted and password-protected content. The dark web, a subsection of the deep web known for its illegal activities, is just the tip of the digital iceberg. If we go by popular belief, lurking even further below is the Mariana's Web, a layer so concealed that its very existence is a topic of debate. Why the intrigue? The Mariana's Web is said to be either overseen or entirely constituted by an advanced artificial intelligence system. This isn't just any AI. Rumors purport that this digital entity possesses sentience, granting it the ability to perceive, feel, and vigilantly monitor every nook and cranny of the internet. Beyond this digital overseer, Mariana's Web is believed to be an impenetrable vault, housing humankind's most enigmatic secrets. From pinpointing the exact location of the legendary city of Atlantis to holding classified intelligence databases, Mariana's Web is whispered.
What? Come on! This is not a thing. It's not a thing. There's not a web run by an AI that has this thing of where the city of Atlantis is. It's not a thing.
To be the ultimate repository of knowledge that humanity has long sought or suppressed. Yet not all believe in the benevolence or even the existence of the Mariana's Web. Some contend that it's nothing more than a fabricated legend. Claims from anonymous sources suggest that hackers, under coercion from the FBI, concocted tales of the Mariana's Web to serve as a smokescreen, diverting attention from the Bureau's crackdown on illicit dark web marketplaces. Delving deeper into its purported structure, it's believed that Mariana's Web isn't just any digital realm, but is composed of closed shell systems. This exclusive digital architecture is only penetrable through specific LAN networks and the might of quantum computers, making it almost inaccessible to even the most tech-savvy individuals. As for accessing the Mariana's Web, traditional tools like Tor fall short. Rumors suggest that entrance requires calculating a highly complex algorithm called the polymeric Falsichol derivation. Yet, there's doubt surrounding the algorithm's very existence. Furthermore, these computations can't be performed on standard computers. Quantum computers, with their unique operational requirements, are essential. One such requirement is the ability for quantum computers like the D-Wave 2000Q to function in extreme conditions, similar to a high vacuum pressure that would be vastly greater than the Earth's atmosphere. Given the specialized environment these machines require, they're primarily owned by government entities, suggesting that only a handful of people might have potentially ventured into the Mariana's Web. The Mariana's Web is a blend of compelling stories, technical possibilities, and unfounded claims. Its existence, while tantalizing, remains at the intersection of speculation and digital legend. But as we advance in our understanding and capabilities, perhaps one day we'll unravel this enigmatic digital abyss.
It doesn't exist.
Number 8. Jack Froze's emails. Jack Froze, a 32-year-old from Dunmore, Pennsylvania, unexpectedly passed away in June 2011 due to a previously undiagnosed heart arrhythmia. Although he was slightly overweight, he was otherwise in good health. His sudden passing devastated his close circle, but as with any loss, time began its healing work, and life slowly resumed its normal pace. However, several months later, the relative tranquility of his loved ones was shattered when some individuals began receiving emails from Jack's dormant email address. The initial incident involved Jack's close friend Tim Hart. In November 2011, while leisurely browsing on his laptop, Tim was taken aback by a notification bearing Jack's name. The message read, subject line, "I'm watching. Body, did you hear me? I'm at your house. Clean your effing attic." Feeling a mix of terror and bewilderment, Tim scoured his home, ensuring that no one was pulling a prank. What added to the unsettling nature of the email was that it alluded to a private joke the two friends had shared about Tim's cluttered attic, something they had discussed only a few days before Jack died. Yet one isolated, eerie email doesn't confirm the paranormal. This incident might have been forgotten if not for another email sent soon after, this time to Jimmy McGraw, Jack's cousin. Subject line, "Hey Jim, Body, how you doing? I knew you were gonna break your ankle. Tried to warn you, gotta be careful. Tell Rock for me. Great song, huh? You're welcome. Couldn't get through to him. His email didn't work." The particular detail that sent shivers down Jimmy's spine was the reference to his ankle injury, which had occurred 5 months after Jack's death. No further mysterious emails emerged. Jack's loved ones sought answers, but ultimately chose to embrace this mystery as a unique gift. Various theories emerged. One plausible explanation for the emails was that someone might have breached Jack's account, perhaps in an attempt to evoke memories or play tricks. Some thought this theory held weight after Jack's mother stated, "I saw they made some people happy, they upset some people, but I see it as people were still talking about him." However, the specific reference to Tim's cluttered attic, a private memory shared just between him and Jack, casts some doubts on this theory. An alternative perspective suggests that Tim and Jimmy might have colluded to craft this narrative. Though possible, the lack of a clear motive makes this theory less convincing. Another notion is that Jack might have scheduled these messages in advance using certain automated tools. While this could explain the pre-planned...
That would make no sense, because how the hell do you send a pre-planned email for an ankle injury that happened 5 months later? That you wouldn't have even known happened? That wouldn't make sense. That doesn't explain that one.
messages, it does not align with the unforeseen nature of his death, or the mention of the ankle injury that happened months after Jack's death. Of course, even with multiple theories flying around the internet as to the true nature of the emails, some believe Jack Froze really was typing from beyond the grave. Number 7. Scott Kleeschulte. On January 22nd, 2016, a user posed a gripping question on the Ask Reddit subreddit. To those who have accidentally killed someone, what went wrong? Among the flood of replies, one stood out. This still haunts me to this day. As kids, we had a hideout in this dirt cliff cove. This is the best approximation I can find on Google, only 3 times taller and probably 10 times as wide. There was a neighborhood kid who, in hindsight, was probably mentally handicapped in some way, but to us, he was just the weird, creepy kid. This was the 80s, and we weren't exactly raised PC. 3 of us were headed to our base and found creepy kid sitting at the top in our guard chair. We yelled at him to get out, and he said something like, "Make me," and started lobbing dirt clods and sticks down at us. We all ran around the side to make our way up. It gets pretty fuzzy here, but all I remember is he fell. I still remember the sound. When we got back down to check on him, he was in a very awkward position with blood coming out of his mouth. We all just freaked out and ran home, and FAIK, no one has spoken a word of this to anyone. We didn't go back for over a month and never said a word of it between us. Again, this was the 80s, so media wasn't like today. Chances are it got a small article in the newspaper B section. Missing mentally disabled child found dead after fall or something like that. The story captivated...
My man, your ass just got... Y'all sick for just typing out like it's nothing.
Readers, leading to an overwhelming number of upvotes and comments. In a follow-up edit, the storyteller expressed surprise at the attention and tried to clarify certain points in the story, writing, "Well, I didn't expect to wake up to this. I have no idea why we didn't collectively tell our parents. We all just booked it for our respective homes without saying a word. I think it was mainly because he was the weird kid, and we all thought that would get us in trouble somehow. No, I don't think we were directly responsible. Indirectly, maybe. Again, it's fuzzy, and all I remember is us throwing sticks at each other. I have tried to find any record of him to no avail. I remember the neighborhood kids from those days' first names, but not the last. I have since moved a few hundred miles away and didn't keep in touch. I don't even remember the creepy kid's first name. I have looked blindly for any record of the kid and have spent hours on Facebook trying to find my old friends, but haven't found anything yet. No, I don't know if he actually died or not that day. All I have to go off of is my mom mentioning him going missing and us not seeing him around after that. When we finally went back to our base over a month later, there was nothing out of the ordinary. No police tape or anything like that. I don't remember any cops canvassing the area asking about him. The captivating nature of this confession prompted a Reddit detective to dig deeper. Whether using tech know-how or just piecing together hints, they managed to trace some key details about the original poster. Claiming they had figured out where OP lived, they deduced it was near St. Louis. The internet detective was able to dig up a specific case from that era and location and posted to ask, was it Scott Kleeschulte? He went missing in 1988 in St. Charles, Missouri, near where you grew up and currently reside, correct? Scott Kleeschulte was a young boy from St. Charles, Missouri. In 1988, children often played freely in the neighborhood, and Scott's favorite spot was the trails, an area with hiking paths, a creek, and an extensive system of caves and tunnels that had been dug by kids over generations. On June 8, 1988, Scott vanished. It was his last day in first grade, and his parents had planned to celebrate it with him in the evening. That day, he came home from school, changed clothes, and went out to play. Stacy, his sister, last saw him on a nearby hill. Soon after, a storm rolled in, which was significant since Scott was known to be afraid of storms. His family assumed he'd gone to a friend's house to wait it out. By evening, his family realized he was missing. After searching familiar areas and speaking to Scott's friends, they contacted the police around 8 p.m. A comprehensive search commenced, including the trails. Scent tracking dogs followed Scott's trail to a construction site, but the path ended there. Some thought he might have sought refuge in the caves during the storm, prompting a thorough search of them. No trace of Scott was found, and the caves were eventually destroyed. Scott's case periodically re-emerged in the media, especially when other local children went missing. In 2007, the case of Michael J. Devlin, who kidnapped 2 boys, caused people to speculate if he might be linked to Scott's disappearance. This brought clarity to some previous information, like a sighting of Scott post-storm. There were new leads in 2016, but nothing conclusive was publicly shared. Scott's case remains unsolved and has since faded from widespread media attention. After the OP was doxxed and his comments connecting him to Scott Kleeschulte hit the media, law enforcement quickly reassured the public that they would investigate this, as well as any and every other lead that they received. Within a few days, it was announced that the Reddit post had no connection with missing Scott. But that begs the question, who fell off that cliff? Since the original storm, the original poster deleted his comments and has not made any further efforts to help identify.
Of course, he's not incriminating himself. Once you get a detective be like a person like, yeah, I'm hunting your ass down, you're like, I ain't getting involved now. You're clearly hunting my ass down. You want to find me. You want to get me arrested. I'm not doing this again.
The boy or clear his name. If you have any information regarding the disappearance of Scott Kleeschulte, please get in touch with the St. Charles Police Department at 314-949-3300. Number 6. What happened to u/flipandflop? In 2017, Reddit user u/flipandflop excitedly shared on the r/drug subreddit their intention to experiment with a drug named Datura. Hi guys, I finally got some Datura to try out. I'm free tomorrow and I have the house to myself, so I'm really excited to try the effects of this interesting plant. I have around 60 seeds, some dried flowers and leaves. How much should I take for a nice first-time trip? I was thinking of crushing up X seeds and making tea with them, drink the tea and smoke a couple of leaves while the tea is starting to take effect. Would 15 seeds be enough? Sources on the internet tell me a regular dose is around 10, 20, but I've seen some talk about 30 plus seeds. Thanks guys. The reactions were primarily cautionary. Many users spoke from experience, detailing their troubling encounters with Datura. One user, named Wrecked, described a 2-week state of psychosis after using Datura, leading to a subsequent diagnosis of anxiety disorders. Another user explained that Datura's effects can vary widely based on individual reactions, a point confirmed by a resource called the Third Wave. This guide mentioned that as little as 100 milligrams of dry Datura seeds can be lethal for some, while others have consumed more and survived. Despite the majority of the community warning them about its dangerous effects, u/Flip'n'Flop decided to proceed, writing in a comment reply how he intended to consume the drug. "I've crushed some seeds, around 15 to 16, in my mortar and put them in a glass of hot water. I've added some lemon juice and sugar to mask the taste. I'll just have to roll my joint with the Datura leaves and I'll be set to go. I've decided that I'll be sipping on the tea and slowly smoking the leaves until I feel that the effect is strong enough." Less than an hour later, u/Flip'n'Flop updated the main post to let concerned Reddit users know how he was getting in. "Slowly drank the tea in half an hour, didn't taste too bad, not feeling much yet. I'll check back with you guys in an hour or so." However, as the hours passed, more and more alarming updates on the trip began to be shared. The OP shared a series of alarming updates, which left many Redditors concerned for their well-being. The user published several comments on different threads that suggested they were hallucinating. After these messages, u/Flip'n'Flop vanished from the platform. Many attempts to find them online led to dead ends, making it difficult to ascertain their fate. Datura is a poisonous plant with a number of psychoactive effects. The plant contains atropine, scopolamine, and hyoscyamine, substances known for causing hallucinations so real that users may attempt to interact with them. Different first-hand accounts highlighted the unpredictable and intense nature of a Datura trip. Interestingly, the account u/Flip'n'Flop was created on the same day as their post about trying Datura, leading some to speculate if the entire narrative was fabricated for attention or shock value. Yet, the users' detailed updates, timing, and the nature of their last post seem genuine. To this day, the story of u/Flip'n'Flop remains one of Reddit's unsolved mysteries, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of experimenting with unknown substances. Number 5. Solar Plexus Clown Glider. Solar Plexus Clown Glider, SPCG, is the collective term used to describe a variety of paranormal phenomena linked to an entity believed to corrupt individuals through their solar plexus chakra. This terminology, originally emerging from 80s New Age circles, gained notoriety during the late 90s due to a horror-themed email chain which insinuated that merely reading or hearing the phrase "Solar Plexus Clown Glider" would render one vulnerable to its effects. Some attribute the infection to viewing certain unsettling black and white images that have circulated online. The essence of the SPCG is not physical. Rather, it's rooted in language and imagery. Victims of the SPCG describe being plagued by vivid hallucinations, glitches in reality, and intense emotional turmoil. This infection bears similarities to the paranoia and withdrawal symptoms experienced by meth addicts, from continuous hallucinations to full-blown psychosis. The solar plexus, as per Hindu tradition, is a nexus for both uplifting and detrimental emotions. This chakra, one among 7 primary chakras, governs sentiments ranging from determination and ambition to envy, resentment, fear, and aggression.
Sorry for being silent. I really have no opinion right now, so I'm just kind of remaining silent right now.
The notion of malevolent forces feeding on such negative energies is not exclusive to chakra theories, but is recognized globally in various traditions and forms. It's within the Hindu framework that the term was first adopted by the New Age community in the 80s. Some have even theorized that the term might be an outcome of a CIA experiment linked to the notorious MK Ultra program. Although its moniker might suggest a clown-like appearance, the SPCG's form is mutable. At times, it might take on a menacing jester-like guise, while other accounts liken it to the unsettling contours of slugs or snakes. It seems the SPCG can defy the confines of three-dimensional space, akin to the cryptic Black Stick Men. Assigning it a singular physical description may be a futile endeavor, as the true nature of this entity is linked to the malevolent impact of certain phrases and images. Some consider the SPCG to be among the pioneering internet myths, further popularized by a malevolent Trojan virus that unexpectedly displayed a startling image on the victim's screen. This computer-based scare, some speculate, laid the groundwork for the legends around the SPCG. The narrative mirrors the folkloric concept of ostentation, where myths are acted out or reenacted, the classic example being the Bloody Mary mirror ritual. Various first-hand encounters with an SPCG have been documented over the years, from podcaster Jason Carpenter's unsettling experience in a courtroom with an illusory cobra to tales of translucent entities intent on possession, the narratives span a broad spectrum. While some believe these encounters are the byproducts of drugs amplifying latent psychic abilities, others view them as undeniable confrontations with the unknown. There are skeptics, of course, who consider the SPCG to be nothing more than a cruel internet hoax, or perhaps
That's all it is. It is literally just a cool internet hoax. It's just a really good one, though.
perhaps the memory of a malignant computer virus. Maybe I'm 20 years too late, but you should really have forwarded that chain email. Number 4. Key Lime Pie Poster. In 2009, a series of bizarre reviews and comments started popping up across various websites, all referencing Coochie's Key West Cafe, located in Asheville, North Carolina. The focal point was always their supposedly world-famous key lime pie. While it would have been easy to dismiss these as mere spam or bot-generated comments, what was peculiar was the authenticity of these early posts. The reviews continued well into 2010 when, within a day of each other, 2 users appeared to be having a conversation with each other in the comments of a now-deleted blog on key lime pie recipes. May 12, 2010.
Here's what I'll say. This, because I've seen people do this. This, if it's for a restaurant that actually exists, it's the owners doing the review. It's the owners doing their own review to get more view, to get people to see them.
We stopped at Coochie's Key West Cafe a while back and ate what had to be the greatest key lime pie in the world. We were told that it was from a 1920 famous secret recipe. It was baked by some dude named Captain Coochie Pilaes, and that it was the greatest key lime pies ever baked. After eating 2 slices apiece, we all had to agree that Coochie's famous key lime pie was indeed the best that we have ever eaten, and by far had to be the best key lime pie ever. Thanks so much, Mary Prolactin. May 13th, 2010. Hi Mary, I just was reading your review about the world's greatest key lime pie. I agree with you 100%. That really is the best key lime pie made in the world. The reason that I am posting this to you is that you seem to have gotten the name of the place wrong. I still have their business card on file from a former trip there. The name of the place is really Coochie's Key West Cucharadaville Cafe, and the dude that bakes those world's famous key lime pies is Captain Coochie Pilaes. If this is a little confusing to you, just Google Coochie's Key West. There you can find page after page of information about this world-famous island restaurant. I hope this clears up this important subject. Oh, and when visiting Cucharadaville Cafe, be sure and try out their goodies, the world's greatest cheeseburgers, and that's a fact, they really are. God bless, Andrea Stouffer. As time progressed, these reviews became increasingly incoherent, evolving to take on almost undertones that make no sense to most in the context of a pie review. I tried the Captain's Key Lime pies, and those pie gasms healed my symptoms within the first 4 weeks. I highly recommend Captain Coochie's Key Lime pies for anything that ails you. Captain Coochie's Key Lime pies are world famous for giving everyone that eats them their very first pie gasm. That's probably why one must be over 18 years of age to purchase one or have an adult present. Surely everyone has heard or read by now that consuming...
Yeah, so this just, I think, is just a guy... This is not reviews. This is a dude just doing this to try to get people's attention. He's just desperate. Listen, this is an owner desperate for attention. Really desperate.
Her wonderful key lime pies has the ability to cause the male length to increase 50% or more, and the girth of the erect male penis to increase to 6 inches around. Wow. And add to the fact that her pies have been known to make males multi/one or one after another with little or no reflationary period in between. This is nothing short of awesome. People, if you want to have a lot more, and who doesn't, then you need to start eating a lot more of Anita and Coochie Pilaes' key lime pies. They work every darn time. Initially, the existence of Coochie's Key West Cafe was called into question due to scant online mentions of the eatery. However, Redditors confirmed its authenticity, revealing it as a genuine establishment in Asheville. The plot thickened when online sleuths realized that the very restaurant these reviews touted had closed its doors around 2007. So the question arose, how could there be such an influx of reviews for a pie from a restaurant that had closed years before? Early investigations faced the challenge of establishing the very existence of Coochie's Key West Cafe. However, as more and more people jumped into the investigation, evidence began to emerge that whoever was posting the reviews had an intimate knowledge of the cafe during its heyday. Delving into the cafe's history, the original establishment was the brainchild of Oswald Polius Jr., affectionately known as Coochie.
I'm telling you, it's just the owner writing his own reviews of something. I just don't know why he's doing it since he closed down.
He had opened the cafe in 1972, drawing inspiration from his past life in Key West, Florida. References were found regarding his 3 sons and his wife, who was occasionally depicted in an audacious manner in these comments. In addition to the savory pies and delightful ambiance, the cafe was known for its music and unique clientele. As internet sleuths dissected these comments, they were startled by the sheer audacity and occasional vulgarity of some of them. This led to wild theories, ranging from the possibility of cryptic messaging to speculations about Cold War number stations. Other theories hypothesized that the comments could be the work of a spam bot, while some believed they were penned by an individual with a mental illness who presumably once frequented the cafe. However, the waters became muddied when the topic garnered mainstream attention. Individuals seeking their moment in the limelight began impersonating the original commenter, making it incredibly challenging to discern authentic posts from knockoffs. One audacious individual even tried to monetize the mystery's traction to promote his own books. But amid this chaos, a significant revelation emerged. A particular comment, dating back to around 2013, was identified as the most infamous iteration. As sleuths built a comprehensive timeline, it became apparent that the first mentions of Captain Coochie's key lime pies began surfacing after the cafe's location was acquired by another restaurant named All Stars in 2008. The trail led to the discovery of a unique review on a website named Fudio, penned by someone named Vinny Gambini, a possible nod to a character from the 90s film, My Cousin Vinny. This particular review stood out due to its extensive knowledge of the cafe and its detailed history. There was strong speculation that Oswald Polius Jr. himself might have authored this post, given the intricacy and affectionate details contained within. Around 2012, the pattern of posts took an unexpected turn. They shifted from promoting the key lime pie to marketing something labeled as Oz's Gold, which was linked to a controversial multi-level marketing scheme. Interestingly, these promotions ceased around 2013, coinciding with the surge of more vulgar comments, particularly from a user going by the name of Jake Carson. There was speculation that this individual, posting with seeming malicious intent, might have been aggrieved due to some negative MLM experience. Sadly, Oswald Polius Jr. passed away in 2022 at the age of 68. Although rumors swirled around whether he or his son had any involvement in the mystery, most evidence seemed to point to the restaurant's former owner. Regardless of the origins and intents, the key lime pie mystery serves as a testament to the boundless curiosity of the internet community and the lengths they'll go to unravel its most cryptic tales. Number 3. The Wyoming Incident. The phenomenon known as the Wyoming Incident remains shrouded in mystery and intrigue, representing a chilling intersection of technology, psychology, and potential malevolence. Emerging from the relative quietude of the western state of Wyoming, this bizarre occurrence has given many pause about the vulnerabilities inherent in broadcast systems, even in our modern age. Television broadcast hijackings have been, historically, a rare form of protest, joke, or technical experimentation. However, the Wyoming incident was distinctly different from other such happenings. Those who happened to be tuned into the local programming channel during the incident were initially taken aback as their regular viewing was disrupted, replaced by a series of disconcerting messages, along with unsettling images and video. The most unsettling part of this interruption was the relentless montage of disembodied human faces, portraying a bizarre gamut of emotions.
Oh, okay, it's this one, okay. They're talking about a thing, but I didn't know the name of the Wyoming incident. Yeah, I know what this one is now. Okay, I'm good now. I was wondering what this one was. I know what it is now.
The stark transitions between the scenes, punctuated every 10 to 15 seconds by an eerie special presentation message, only added to the growing sense of unease among viewers. But it wasn't just the visuals that unnerved those who witnessed it, it was the accompanying audio track. The images were accompanied by droning music, almost a synthesizer-esque track. Numerous residents who viewed the broadcast for more extended periods reported a series of concerning symptoms. From the visceral reactions of vomiting to the disconcerting experiences of headaches and hallucinations, the effects seemed to span both the physical and psychological domains. This led many to speculate, were they witnessing some kind of intentional attack, or even something of a potentially paranormal nature? Expert analyses attempted to shed light on the situation. It was discovered that embedded within the broadcast was a subtle, almost imperceptible frequency oscillating between 17 and 19 hertz. Such low-frequency sounds, known as infrasound, have been determined to produce peculiar and at times unsettling effects on the human body. This particular frequency range can even make the eyes subtly vibrate in such a way that viewers can experience visual distortions, even hallucinations. Whether the inclusion of this frequency in the broadcast was by design or accident remains a matter of speculation. The Wyoming incident is reminiscent of past television hijackings, notably the 1980s Max Headroom incident in Chicago.
This one I definitely know. This is the one I really know. This is the one I know. This is the TV interruption I know the most about.
A similarly mysterious broadcast interruption that has since achieved a sort of cult status among enthusiasts.
It has.
However, what makes the Wyoming incident particularly chilling is its contemporaneity. In an age of increased digital security and comparably stringent broadcast regulations, such incidents should, theoretically, be nearly impossible. Adding to the intrigue...
Nah, it's always possible. You can always cheat the internet. And you can always make yourself hidden if you really try.
...is the absolute anonymity maintained by the perpetrators. Despite concerted efforts by authorities and enthusiasts alike, no individual or group has been identified or apprehended in connection with the hijacking. Every lead, every potential source of the eerie video has reached a dead end. Though some claim the whole thing was just an ARG, others are not so sure. In a world of deepfakes and ChatGPT, we have been slowly conditioned to not believe everything we see, and maybe this was just an early example. So what side are you on? Number 2, neveropenit.rar. In the dark
I'm not gonna say it's an ARG, because an ARG wouldn't happen one video and then never happen again. I think this is just some weird video someone came up with and did it on the fly, and it kind of worked.
Recesses of the internet, where myths and legends thrive, one tale from the early 2000s stands out. The story of the neveropenit.rar file, a digital artifact purportedly so terrifying that it could drive a person to madness, or worse. The legend began in 2003 within an online community of horror enthusiasts. This forum was a hub for those intrigued by the macabre, the unsettling, and the downright eerie. One thread on the forum, dedicated to discussing the most terrifying file on the internet, became a focal point for users to share and discuss disturbing photos, videos, and files they had stumbled upon during their digital explorations. This included creepy scenes extracted from horror movies and amateur tapes, genuinely unsettling real-world footage, and supposed authentic captures of paranormal activities. Amid this ocean of spine-chilling content, one file began to stand out, gaining an infamous reputation: neveropenit.rar. A user, whose identity has since been lost to time, shared a link to this file with a chilling personal account. He claimed that the file's contents were so traumatizing that after viewing it, his hair turned gray at just 19 years old. But rather than sharing the file directly, this user added another layer of mystery. He provided the file as a password-protected archive, only revealing the password to those who dared to request it, seemingly aware of the unspeakable horror it contained. As days turned into weeks, the forum was abuzz with whispers and rumors. A particularly unsettling account emerged, suggesting that a forum member had opened the file and was so petrified that he died of sheer terror. This member was reportedly found lifeless in front of a broken monitor, but intriguingly, no traces of the opened file were found on his computer. The plot thickened when the original uploader of the file reportedly met a tragic fate. He allegedly took his own life, leaving behind a final, cryptic message. "She came for me, never opened the file." Following this, another report surfaced about a girl who had managed to open the file. While she survived the ordeal, she was said to have lost her sanity due to whatever it was she witnessed after opening the file. In her case as well, evidence of the file had mysteriously disappeared from her computer. The file's reputation grew, and its legend made sporadic appearances on...
What's the movie? Y'all will help me here. What's the movie that has like a video And if you watch the video, the girl comes out of like the well and comes over and will kill you. Like, what's that movie called? Because I forget the name of it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Is this just the real life version of that movie? Where you watch that thing, just whatever the girl is in it, just comes and kills you? Is that what it is?
On various online forums over the years. In a notable incident in 2007, a hacker claimed to have deciphered the archive's secrets. As supposed proof of his feat, he uploaded what he claimed was the contents of the file. However, keen-eyed users soon discerned discrepancies, leading the hacker to confess to his deception. In 2009, the legend of neveropenit.rar resurfaced again. An American college student claimed to possess the elusive password to the archive and offered to share it for a fee. Predictably, this too was exposed as a ruse, further shrouding the true nature of the file in mystery. In-depth studies of the file revealed it to be a seemingly ordinary archive containing a .gif file, intriguingly named eeriness.gif. Given the file type, it was surmised to be some form of animation, but its precise contents remain a mystery to this day. Numerous attempts to break open the archive's digital locks have proven futile. No one has been able to definitively verify the content of the original file or understand its purportedly haunting effects. During investigations, an old program from the early 2000s, WinRAR decrypting system, surfaced. It claimed to be able to crack the rare file's password. While many dismissed it as a hoax or just a non-functional demo from a bygone era, some held hope that it could be the key to unraveling the mystery. A later claim came from a user named GarbageBird, who declared that they had successfully unlocked the file. However, inconsistencies in the supposed evidence they presented, notably in the sizes of the files they presented, cast doubt upon these assertions. To this day, the mystery of the true contents of neveropenit.rar remains unresolved, a testament to the internet's ability to birth and nurture enigmatic tales. Whether the file is genuinely a cursed digital Pandora's box, or simply a product of collective imagination and internet folklore, it's a digital enigma that suggests that perhaps some mysteries are better left unsolved.
Agreed.
Number 1. Alex from 4chan. In the labyrinthine depths of 4chan's notorious B-board, originally a space intended for the posting of random content at the whims of its users, one post intrigued the community by posing a challenge to the board's participants. The allure? A tantalizing prize rumored to be hidden amidst debris in Elizabethton, Tennessee. The challenger supplied precise coordinates directing seekers to an old, deserted lot surrounded by 3 large, vacant warehouses. These structures bore a curious resemblance to former airplane hangars, suggesting a history long forgotten. Given 4chan's history of hoaxes and deceptions, the community met the claims of a prize with a heavy dose of skepticism. They questioned the legitimacy of the challenge, with many believing that this was just another elaborate troll. Attempting to lend credibility to his claim, the original poster insisted the location was secure with no police presence. He persistently egged on the online audience to venture out and retrieve the prize.
I have a feeling this is the guy who wants to kill someone and wants someone to show up so they can kill him.
As supposed further proof, chilling images began to appear in the thread, dark, unsettling, and ambiguous. Still, the community hesitated, pushing the user to escalate the stakes. He shared another macabre photograph, hinting cryptically about an old friend, and another hint at the coveted prize. Intriguingly, one photo seemed to carry some kind of text or inscription, though this could not be deciphered by the users. The digital trail went cold when the original poster vanished. However, after several days of silence, a user who identified himself as Alex boldly announced his intention to unravel the mystery. Promising to post a live account of his expedition, Alex began sharing real-time updates, painting a vivid picture of his descent into the unknown. He revealed that he had some kind of prior communication with the original poster, and Alex, wisely cautious, had decided to scout the location ahead of their scheduled rendezvous. Through Alex's lens, a vivid depiction of an ancient building emerged, its basement floor forged from earth, a construction relic from an older era. Amidst the decaying architecture, Alex discovered fresh electrical wirings and described an overpowering odor of rotten food. Alex's unnerving discoveries included jars, a peculiar message scribbled on a plastic plate, and a hard drive. But the most distressing find was a series of bags within bags, culminating in the discovery of a captive, tormented possum. As his exploration continued, he stumbled upon old medications and a sizable, wrapped object. The eeriness escalated when the distant crunch of tires on gravel reached his ears. Panic ensued as Alex realized he wasn't alone. The climax of his live updates showcased his frantic search for an escape route, possibly through a basement window or crawl space. And with that, Alex's transmissions abruptly ceased. The community was left in suspense, and his digital footprints faded away, leaving behind a tale of mystery, intrigue, and fear. No one knows if Alex ever made it out, and to this day, the whereabouts of Alex from 4chan and whatever treasure he had set out to find remains the internet's biggest mystery.
That is one I wish they found an update on. That would be interesting to know. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this reaction video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all for the next one.